Warner's just been handed a $300,000 lesson, the most expensive load that carrier will ever haul. Does this lesson set a precedent that makes every carrier's HR department the next accident waiting to happen? Werner Enterprises just got handed a $300,000 verdict for something that's more dangerous than a missed way station. They refused to hire a hearing impaired trucker, even though he had a valid FMCSA waiver. And now a federal appeals court has said loud and clear ADA compliance is not a suggestion. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, over 12% of truckers report having a disability. That's nearly 400,000 active drivers who could fall under the protection of the ADA. Think about that. Whether you're running 2 trucks or 200, this case just parked a legal time bomb in every carrier's HR department. If you hire people or contract drivers, this will affect you. Greetings, truck lovers and truth seekers all over the United States of Truckin. Boss man here behind the golden truth in broadcasting microphone. This is Truckin Headlines. Critical thinking fueled by faith, sanctioned by God. If you're new here, go down below and consider subscribing. The story begins not in a courtroom, but behind the wheel. A man named Victor Robinson, a fully licensed commercial truck driver, applied for a job at Werner Enterprises, one of the largest carriers in the U.S. Robinson has hearing aids. He held a valid hearing exemption waiver from the FMCSA, which basically means that the federal government reviewed his qualifications, examined his medical background, and gave him the green light to drive a commercial vehicle safely. He wasn't just some rookie off the street or somebody who just came out of school. He was trained, vetted, and certified. He met every federal safety standard, but Warner still said no. Now, everything I'm about to tell you comes straight from the federal court records and reporting from 2 different media outlets. These aren't rumors. This isn't just social media going nuts. What I'm about to tell you is true. Robinson took his case to the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and they filed a lawsuit on his behalf, arguing that Warner violated the Americans with Disabilities Act. Fast forward, last year, a district court agreed. The ruling they gave was that Warner had, in fact, discriminated against Robinson under federal law and awarded him, in the first trial, over $335,000 in damages and back pay. And just days ago, it went through the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, and once again, it came out with a ruling for $300,000. It now sets legal precedent, which, if you ask me, should have been there to begin with. It tells every carrier in America, from mega fleets to 2 truck operators, that if you're not taking ADA compliance seriously, you're hauling a legal liability that will wreck more than just your CSA score. The guy's name is Victor Robinson. He'd originally contacted them a while back, got training, got set up, and was all ready to go through orientation, and was told last minute, we cannot use you. Now, here's what makes this case different than most you'll see out there. Victor didn't just show up asking for an exception. He wasn't looking for special favors. He came in with federally approved FMCSA hearing waivers and documentation, and the government said he was safe to drive. But still, this person's able, or whomever they are able to prove through testing, through documentation, and real-world safety history that they can operate a commercial vehicle safely. And in this case, Victor had a hearing exemption. Victor Robinson had completed the entire hearing exemption process. He demonstrated years of safe driving experience, completed medical evaluations, and submitted to the FMCSA, reviewed, and got approved by them to continue holding a CDL. So when he applied to Werner, he wasn't just some walk-in with a clipboard and some schmuck out of school. No, he was federally cleared, medically qualified, and legally protected. But Werner didn't care. They ignored that waiver, denied him the job, told him to go pound salt, and made their decision based on disability alone. They did not want to cow to making an exception they thought would turn around and hurt them. If you feel you've been unjustly disqualified because of a medical reason, document everything. First of all, let me tell you, I'm no medical professional, I'm no lawyer, so everything I say here is just opinion. Get real legal representation if you feel like you followed this. But document everything. Keep copies of your waiver, of whatever exemption you have, your medical card, and all the correspondence related to the issue. Second, contact the EEOC. The Equal Employment Opportunities Commission handles everything related to federal disability and discrimination as a result of the American with Disabilities Act. Reach out to the OIDA or other legal advocacy groups who have had experience with protections that go along this line of thinking. If you have a right to work and you've got a documented path of being safe, it's your right to pursue it. Realize a waiver doesn't just clear you to drive. It protects your right to work. And you don't have to be Werner to feel the fallout. You don't have to send or have 5,000 drivers, 5,000 trucks, or a corporate HR team to land in some legal quicksand. If you're leasing a truck, hiring or dispatching drivers in any capacity, this ruling just made your decision making a matter of federal law. Because when the court says ADA compliance is not optional, they mean it applies to every guy with 100 trucks, 1 truck, 2 trucks, doesn't matter. What happens when someone qualified, trained, medically cleared, and waiver approved gets turned away because of outdated assumptions? Well, the answer is they wind up in front of a judge. The answer is $300,000 in damages and a permanent mark on your record. That's the lesson, and that's the load that Werner now has to bear. And it may just be the most expensive load they've ever hauled. So let me ask you, would you hire a driver with a hearing exemption? So let's have that conversation. What do you think? Would you hire someone who can't hear? What's your feelings about hiring people with disabilities? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's be honest with each other. Let's have that conversation. If this story gave you something to think about, and if it helped you see the road a little bit clearer, take a moment and I invite you to join our membership program, become a subscriber, and look at what critical thinking can do for trucking. Don't forget to go down below and like this video. Help me spread this message to more and more people. Truckin City is your place to go, where news matters and your voice counts. Till next time, guys, stay smart, keep the faith, and keep her rolling.